Hello and welcome back to the Disciples of the Force podcast. This is your host, Spencer Silva, and I'm Austin Hyatt. We're so glad you're back listening. Yeah, hey, you come first. You come first, okay?
That makes it a lot. You're so cute.
Of course. Hey, man. Make sure to follow us on Instagram, TikTok, all the socials, and share us with your friends, please. We're trying to get this started up, and we're super pumped about it. So, any news, Spenny?
Honestly, dude, I'm gonna level with you. I'm gonna be honest.
Sure.
Been so busy with my new job, kind of big, I don't know, that I have not even kept up on anything. So you got
Spencer started a new job at a daycare. Let's hear of it. Let's hear it. Tell us about it.
Yeah. So with the daycare, basically, I'm in charge of about 14 kids.
Sure.
They're about 16 to 18 years old, so it's kind of weird. We do this thing where if they're I can't in a weird way.
No, tell us about your real job. Come on. Spotlight.
Just got a job. Thank you. Guys, stop it. I just got a job as a system administrator at SUU. I'm giving a lot of information out there.
Don't dox yourself.
I know my phone, but yeah, don't dox me, man. But my job is just I'm over about 7 or 8 departments. I just in charge of all IT stuff for them. Creating emails, creating accounts, managing software, or ordering computers. It's fun. I love it. But man, I'll tell you what, I'm working 40 hours a week and I'm still going to school until I finish my bachelor degree this semester. So I want to die personally, but I have my beautiful friend Austin with me, and I'm gonna make it through. Okay, and I got my disciples out there with me, and we're gonna get through this.
That's right. Man. Well, hey, we're grateful you make time for us, Spenny. Spenny does all the IT stuff for this podcast. He makes it work. So if you enjoy this, thank him.
That's why it's
making time with his big boy job. Okay, well, cool. Are you done talking about yourself?
Oh, also, this is Star Wars. This is Star Wars news. Obi-Wan.
Oh yeah, new shirt. Pretty sick.
Okay.
Shout out to our sponsor.
Boo-hoo,
They're
man.
not really sponsoring us. No. Cancel that.
We can't get any sponsors. We need 1,000 listeners in a month, and then we can get sponsored.
And we want some cool stuff, some disc plates. So if you have a hookup, hook us up, please.
Let us know.
Okay. So that's your Star Wars news. I haven't seen any other Star Wars news except more freaking Star Wars Celebration appearances. Warwick Davis is going to Star Wars Celebration in Europe. Pretty cool. We all know who that is, right?
Right.
He's my favorite LP. He's been in a lot of the Star Wars movies. One of the highest grossing actors in the world. Certainly one of the highest in the UK.
I still don't believe, but whatever, man.
But you know what I'm talking about. Yeah,
yeah. Well,
the internet told us.
Hasn't he been in? Has he been in every Star Wars project, like even as like a small character, or no?
No, he's been in a lot. His first one was Return of the Jedi, and he was just a kid then.
That's what it was.
But he's been in a lot. Because when I said that, I said something like he's been in every Star Wars project since, and I think when we looked it up, I was wrong. Which surprising, I know. But yeah,
never happens. Never ever.
No, but he's gonna be at Star Wars Celebration Europe. I also saw something from Luke's lightsabers. Do you follow him on Instagram? I know you follow his girlfriend or his ex-girlfriend.
Oh yeah. I don't follow her. I don't follow her. I know what you're talking about.
Okay, but you knew exactly what I was talking about.
Yeah, I did know.
No,
did they break up?
I don't know.
Should I call off my wedding?
Yeah, see if she's available. They never post about each other anymore, so I don't know. Man. But anyway, he's this guy on Instagram and TikTok. I follow him mostly on Instagram, but he was talking about some Star Wars night at Disney World where you bring your lightsabers and you all nerd out. So that could be fun. I think tickets go on sale tomorrow, so by the time this is out, it's probably going to be sold out. But anyway, cool news nonetheless. But that's all I have. What about you?
Cool news.
Is that everything?
That's it, man, dude. You are my news guy. I kind of just like hearing it from you. It's more fun. It's cuter.
Okay, it's surprising every Thursday, huh? Yeah, no, I need to do better at that.
That's crazy.
I need to do better at that because I seriously just get on Instagram. So we'll do better for you,
Okay.
our disciples, our fans, our 3 fans.
That's right.
Which are our moms.
Shout out Alabama.
Yeah, Alabama.
Alabama. Every time without fail.
So should we jump into the new Bad Batch episode? Came out yesterday.
Let's jump into it, brother.
Okay, let's hear it. Oh, and by the way, we're less than a week away from The Mandalorian season 3. So I would assume that while that's going and Bad Batch is running, we'll have a lot more to talk about. Not that the Bad Batch isn't as good as The Mandalorian, just a lot less content, so.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because the Mandalorian's what? Is it 45, 50-minute long episodes?
Yeah, usually. Yeah. They range from like 35 to 50.
So, So a lot more to talk about for sure. Yeah, let's talk about it. Episode 10, right? Or am I
10.
off? I think it's 10. We're gonna go with 10.
Episode 10, Retrieval.
Retrieval. So some of my big takeaways. I was really confused because the way they were showing Mako, the head guy of the little the slave kids, the reveal was like the reveal was like so intense, like it was like at his feet and it was like going up, and I'm like, and they showed him, and when they showed his face, I was like, I have no idea who the hell this person is. And then I went to Wikipedia and I was like, who? And nothing. This is the first appearance.
Okay, yeah, I was thinking the same thing because I knew for a fact. I was like, we've never seen this guy before.
Yeah,
but same deal. I was like, yeah, but it's just their way of building tension in that short time of the episode. I guess maybe.
Yeah, maybe, but because I was like, now the only thing I could think of was, or maybe they were making it look like it might be somebody else. But I was like, there's no one who fits this dude's like description at all. So I don't know.
Yeah,
it's weird. He kind of looked like an armadillo. When I was looking at him, his head was like very cute little armadillo. But what I did want to talk about was Benny, the little slave boy. That came off wrong. The little slave kid. There we go.
Enslaved person.
I'm sorry.
Is
yeah,
correct terminology.
I'm sorry. I was pretty bad. He reminded me, a lot of his mannerisms reminded me of Han Solo while watching it. I was like, it's like a young Han Solo, the way he was just talking and like his like, well, I got you here, didn't I? That's all I needed to do, kind of like all those little things. And I thought it was cool. I kind of like the homage to our boy Han, keeping him alive, even though, I just think that was cool. I liked that part of it. Where the heck was Sid? Didn't do anything.
What a
didn't send anyone.
Hater, dude.
So that's gonna be an issue.
Kind of off of what you just said, though. I feel like those kids, like I was reminded of that too. I was thinking about Han on Corellia, like in the beginning of Solo, when he has to do jobs to kind of survive for that like main crime boss. Yes. I was thinking the same thing, and I thought there might be a reference to him. I always get confused on the time period because Han would be like, he'd be like 10 at this time period. So I was like, maybe some of these are his cohorts somehow, but I know totally different planets and whatever, but I thought the same thing. Well,
yeah, that's what I thought. At first, I literally, before they said his name, I'm like, hey, could this be? Like, it could be, but no, not at all. But the other thing was, I thought about it at the end of the episode, dude. I was like, so how they kill Mako, and I was like, dude, how funny would it be? Because they're like, we're just gonna stay here. If it reverted back to what they were doing before, one of the kids becomes the crime boss again and starts skimming off of them. It reminded me of that Rick and Morty episode where they the purge and they go back to doing the purge after they save him. That's what I thought about it.
Well, no, I thought that too when he was like, you need me because I provided for you. And I was like, Mako's not wrong. Maybe I'm on the side of the bad guy, but like, what are these kids going to do with all the Ipsium? Like, do they have some network to sell it and become rich and like fend for themselves? No way.
Yeah.
So yeah, I thought the same thing. I also thought,
I know. And like,
oh, go ahead.
No, you're good. I have nothing.
Oh, sorry. When he like falls down that lava shaft off the bridge, I was like, he's not dead, because if you think about it, no bad guy in Star Wars that we've seen go off down a shaft has actually stayed dead, Not that they would ever bring Mako back because he's so minor, but
Yeah.
Darth Maul gets cut in half and thrown down one of those shafts, comes back. Our boy Palps thrown down one of those shafts and then blown up, comes back.
That's true.
So, I mean, off-screen deaths in Star Wars are not real deaths. That's all I'm saying.
That is the real story of Star Wars, actually.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what George Lucas was trying to convey. He was trying to let everyone know.
Yeah. Child slavery and kill him for sure. Don't just throw him down a shaft.
Well, that's the thing. Like, I was thinking about that. Something I did like about the episode as well was kind of like how, like, the Empire isn't the only threat to the people. They really like were very explicit with it. Like, you know, it's not just the Empire. It's like other things are going on, which I kind of liked because, you know, when you think of that time period, you know, you think, oh, it's the only enemy that the rebels have is this. And that's true. That is their main enemy. But that's kind of the difference with the Bad Batch is like, they're not really the rebellion. They're a different thing, you know, going on, trying to bring justice to the universe. So I think that was kind of cool that, like, you know, their fight isn't just the Empire. They're trying to help everyone, which I thought was really cool.
Right. And I really liked the Omega's kind of like explanation of that when she was talking to, I don't know if she was talking to Tech or Hunter at the end of it. But she was like, there's a lot of bad stuff going on in the galaxy because she was so sheltered, you know, living on Kamino.
Yes.
Had never gotten to experience any of this. And she's finally understanding what real people live like. And it's sucky because she can relate to that now.
What do you mean real people?
I mean, she's a clone, artificial.
This is the second week in a row you're saying women aren't real people.
Listen. It's not because she's a woman. It's because she's a clone. And did you know it's canon that they don't have souls? They don't have souls.
What?
Yeah, it's canon.
What do you mean?
I mean,
like, what do you mean no soul? Like, what does that mean?
I mean, I'm making it up. That was a lie.
Oh, is it actually?
It was a lie.
I was like,
she's a real person. She's a real person to me.
Right.
Okay. What else? Yeah, just you never think about how heavy the themes are in Star Wars, but like extreme poverty and child slavery just casually shows up in, you know, a self-contained episode of this kids show. It's kind of crazy. Yeah, that's all my thoughts, man. I don't know.
No, I think those are great thoughts. I think you're handsome. That was weird. Where did that come from?
Weird.
I also kind of liked how it showed gluttony, how that guy was
gross.
just chowing that food. It reminded me of oh my golly, what's that movie with Brad Pitt and Morgan Freeman? What is that movie?
Brad Pitt and Morgan Freeman. Oh, Seven. Yeah.
Seven.
Yeah.
Because the 7 deadly sins. I don't know why. When I was watching that scene, I'm like, this dude reminds me of the gluttony guy in that, like, that he kills. Yeah, super gross. But it's, you know, and it's just like so funny how, like, what's that? Stockholm syndrome, where you're like, you're captive, you become like dependent on them, and you like have this false relationship that you think exists, but it doesn't. And that's what our boy Benny had, dude. He was just like, no, it's not true. He cares about us. I'm like,
right.
That is crazy because you would think like anyone outside of that would be like, dude, this is insane. But when you have that, you can't see through that. So I thought that was cool as well.
Exactly. Especially after he had just been slighted, you know, like he was told he was on track to be top earner and then lost it again. And then is literally starving, like not a rational thinker, you know? So kind of crazy. One more thought. One thing I don't like about Star Wars recently, since the Disney acquisition, this might be a hot take, is there are so many different species, like different alien species that we could explore. But the way that they show variety in groups like this is just cringy haircuts or tattoos. You know, like all the dudes in the little group had some weird looking haircut or a face tattoo.
Yeah.
And I get like, we're exploring different cultures of the galaxy, but I want to see some aliens, man. And of course, Mako was one, you know, but, don't know.
You didn't like the I loved the tattoos. I thought those were cool.
Like the what was his name? The top earner kid.
I don't know his name.
His
was
tattoo
important to me.
was, I don't know, I didn't like that. It's animation. Who cares? I don't care. I don't even care. It's dumb.
Well, I think it's funny because literally one of the notes I put on my after watching it, and it wasn't sarcastic. I put sick tats, and the first thing you come out with is that you hated them. So that's crazy, dude.
So yeah, you were actually telling me you decided to get that tattoo on your face, right?
Yeah, dude.
And I'm just over here
Is
just dissing on it.
Just dissing on it. Isn't that like a thing with isn't it Islanders New Zealand? Is that who does that kind of a face tattoo on the
Yeah,
chin?
Maori. I forget what it's called. But it
Yeah.
goes from the chin like down to the chest. But yeah, Maori people. I hope I'm saying that right.
I also saw I didn't notice this, but all those voice actors of kids were all Asian, which I thought was cool. I don't think we've seen that before, like all the voice actors for them. So I thought that was kind of cool as well.
That is cool. And that kind of leads to another discussion that I read about and that I kind of thought about. But, the clones are based off of Tamura Morrison, who is of Maori descent, and he's from New Zealand. And the voice actor for the clones and their design is pretty like light-skinned. People have been calling it whitewashed. And D. Bradley Baker, the voice actor, is a white man. So there was kind of some backlash against that. And I don't ever want them to replace D. Bradley Baker. I think from the start, maybe they should have gotten somebody different who actually has like a New Zealand accent, like Tamura Morrison. But the voice actor for Omega, she is, let me double check. I think she's New Zealander. Let's see, Omega. But that is cool that the kids that they got involved were.
Oh, dude, you cut out. Oh, okay.
Am I good?
Keep going.
Okay. Excuse me. I was just saying that's good that the kids that they got were of, a diverse group rather than just a bunch of whiteys. We don't like whiteys around here. Yeah, so Michelle Ong or Michelle Ang, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but she is the voice actor for Omega. And she is very pretty. She's 40 years old. Wow.
Yes, she's pretty. What? She's 40?
She's right up my alley. Wonder if she's single. Anyway, but that is cool that the voice actors were Asian. So
yeah.
All right, so that's enough of that. Done talking about the Bad Batch. Comment down below if there was anything we missed, anything you want to talk about. If you're on YouTube, if you're listening through your podcasting app, don't comment down below.
Comment on our Instagram or our TikTok.
Do that. Yeah, send us a message, whatever. We can collaborate. It'd be fun. Well, yeah, we'll see. Okay, so let's go into our next segment, which is Spin That Wheel. Okay, that's feeling good.
Never.
Today.
We're never going to be on the same page when we do that thing.
I know, it's okay. For those of you watching on the tubes, there might have been a weird transition, or even maybe in audio too. Spencer had a DoorDash order he had to go chase down, so we had to stop.
Dude, that was hell. Did I even tell you what just happened right there? The dude was walking. It's free. It's like what, 12 degrees outside? Dude's just walking around.
Ugh. Your address is hard to find though. Nobody can ever find it for some reason.
I guess not. But he's like, I can't find it. Put me over here. I was like, okay, are you in a white car? He's like, no, I'm just walking. I was like, wait, what?
Cool.
All right. Anyways, we're gonna spin that wheel, baby.
Okay, let's spin it.
I think we've evened out a lot of these, so hopefully that we. Ooh, I hope you studied. Did you study this? It is events that led Anakin to the dark side. Were you studying?
I was
Did you
studying.
not?
We can. No, we can.
We can do a new one if you want.
Well, yeah, I'd feel better studying that one later because there's a ton of stuff we could talk about from the Clone Wars.
Yeah,
but
and that's what I was going to
have
go
it on
off
the
of.
top of my head. Yeah,
no worries, man. We can do that. So it's going to be the same one again.
Unless it lands on that one again. Okay,
No,
this could be the will of the Force. Do a third one. Do a third one. No.
You want me? Okay, a third one. Don't remove it.
Yeah. Do a third one. Don't remove it. We'll see. Gosh.
Oh, here we go.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
So this is the top 10 IMDb. I think you were saying the Clone War of the Clone Wars. I don't. It was your prompt. Do you remember what you wanted exactly with it?
No, but what we could do is we could see.
Okay.
Well, let's start this way. Let's rank our top 10. Or no, let's rank our movies.
Oh,
The 11 movies, favorite to least favorite, or however.
Okay.
And then we can talk
I like
about IMDb episodes, because I think that's what I meant. But
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know if our broader fan base is more into the cartoons, whatever, or if they're solely movies. So let's talk about movies first, and then the Clone Wars. How about that?
Okay, I love it. I love it. Actually,
Can I share my screen?
I don't know. Just kidding.
Oh,
Yeah,
wait,
you
wait.
should be able to. Do you not have the
Let's see
ability
here.
to?
No,
You
I've got
should.
it. I've got it. I just had to figure it out. I'm not an IT guy.
Well, it doesn't matter, dude. I botched this episode.
Can you see my
Whoa,
screen
that's
right
cool.
now?
Yeah, I can see. Whoa.
This is a little app called Letterboxd, okay?
Letterbox.
If you want to follow me on Letterboxd, if you're a fan, I'm Osti Sigbach. I'll probably be changing that username later on. Got to pay for it, though. I've got my Star Wars ranked right here, ready to go.
Perfect. Let's hear it.
Oh.
Let's hear it.
Okay, so no surprise, just by the way we
Wait.
talk. Wait, this could need some updating. Let's see.
I was gonna say,
When did
can
I
I
make this?
can I be surprised? Because I am surprised.
Yeah. Okay. Let's talk about it. I updated this a month ago, so these are pretty current thoughts.
Wow.
Okay. Rise of
Interesting.
Skywalker at 11. You agree?
Okay.
Disagree?
Dude, that's perfect. So I think you nailed it.
Okay,
Don't even
great.
worry about
Last Jedi.
it. Okay. I agree.
Solo.
I very much agree. I don't know why, dude. I don't know why I don't like
You don't
Solo
like
that
it?
much.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. See, I think it's a great little self-contained story. I just think a lot of it's not very necessary. You know, like we visit all of the things that Han already tells us about in the original trilogy. And it's like, well, we knew he did those things. We didn't really need to see it. Like the
Yeah.
Parsec run, you know, stuff like that. So-
Yes. Yeah.
Or, wait, did I
The
just say that wrong?
Kessel. Yeah. You
The
said
Kessel
Parsec
run
but
in
you
12
meant
parts.
Kessel
Yeah,
run.
okay. Yeah, sorry.
I know what you
The
meant.
Kessel run.
I wasn't gonna. You're always right.
No,
so I
yeah,
don't
you
wanna
should
say
have called
anything.
me out. You should have called me out.
Well, okay.
Got Phantom Menace. Is that where it gets controversial for you?
I'm a little controversial on that, but keep going.
Force Awakens, Attack of the Clones,
Okay.
Return
hold
of the
on.
Jedi.
That is interesting. I guess I can see it, but I think that is interesting. I wouldn't expect you to have Phantom Menace below which one you
Attack of
what's
the
one you
Clones?
just said? No.
Or Force Awakens.
Force Awakens. I would have thought that would have been lower. So that is interesting.
Here's the thing. I don't really
Here,
like Force Awakens that much, and I love the Phantom Menace. I don't even know why I put that there. But that
Oh.
being said, I think the Force Awakens is just a much better movie. You know, a lot more happens, and it's just like
Yeah.
a shot-for-shot remake of the original. So it's like, how can you not like it? But that being said, we've already covered on this podcast what we don't like about it. So, you know, take that with a grain of salt.
Okay.
So, yeah, Attack of the Clones next, which a lot of people would put Episode 1 or The Force Awakens or both above Attack of the Clones. I know that's a pretty controversial take.
Really?
Yeah, that's what I've been seeing a lot of.
They think what?
Yeah,
What
But
what's
when I was a
Go
kid,
ahead.
dude, Attack of the Clones was my favorite, dude. I loved seeing like the production of the clones and Battle on Geonosis and Jango Fett getting his head cut off, man. So cool.
He was
And
so
we
good.
can't forget Padme. Oh my word. You know.
Absolutely.
So. But going on here, Return of the Jedi, I think it's the worst of the original trilogy, but it's
That
amazing.
It's crazy. That is literally insane.
What?
Well, you'll see mine in a bit, but I don't agree.
Okay.
I
You've got
love
yours.
Return of the Jedi.
I love it too. It's just, here's the thing.
Let's hear it.
I don't love the Battle of Endor. I know that's a hard, rough
I
thing.
agree. Yeah.
Other than
Well, I think
that,
it-
like the themes in it are so amazing. Like Luke
Yeah.
turning to the dark, or on the verge of turning
Whoa.
to the dark side, how powerful he's
Yeah.
become, you know, so
Mhm.
cool. Han and Leia's relationship finally kind of solidifying. Awesome. We get to see Lando like become a full-fledged general for the Republic, or for
Yeah.
the Rebellion. So awesome. So awesome. So I do love it. You know what? I might have to move it up, but it's hard to beat the original, you know?
I mean,
A
see,
New
and that's
Hope.
the thing, is I don't remember the new, like, A New Hope was, like, I loved it when I watched it, but I don't think, like, it's not the first Star Wars movie I remember. And so I think that's
Yeah.
why it doesn't have that emotional toll for me. Like, it started everything, and I get that, but I don't know, my brain, like, I love it, but, like, rewatching it, dude, Luke is so whiny. He's just a whiny
Yeah.
little, you know, so. Anyways, keep going.
Yeah. And I get how somebody who's not really like who doesn't really get cinema would say that, but
Okay, dude.
no, just kidding.
Whatever,
I'm kidding.
dude.
I'm kidding.
No, whatever.
Return of the Jedi probably no. Shut the hell up. I'm talking. Okay, don't interrupt. Me.
Oh,
Don't.
oh my! Oh my.
I'm
We're
just
not
kidding.
doing a
Interrupt me
bit,
all you
man.
want. No, we're doing a bit. We're doing a bit. Okay, because I say
Okay. Okay.
so. Guys, listeners at home, watchers, that was a joke. Okay, we're joking. We love each other. Spencer, I can't see your face. Are you okay? Are you crying? Let me go back to your face.
I'm eating.
Oh, good. Let me switch back to that. So when I'm on that page, you can see my face, right?
Yeah, I can see your face.
Okay. Star Wars, A New Hope. 5 stars, of course. 5 out of 5. For you non-letterboxed users, 5 is our max.
Oh, I thought 1 was.
Dude, come on. Rogue One, a Star Wars story. Just, I mean, I know a lot of people that don't really love this one, but it captures the feeling of the originals and makes it, you know, modern. I think it's just the best made Star Wars movie.
See, that's why I'm so confused. I honestly would have thought that was your number 1. I really, because I remember when we went camping last year, like you had it downloaded on your iPad, and you're like, yeah, I've watched it like 7 or 8 times. So I really thought that would have been your first one, but that's crazy.
I've watched it probably upwards of 50 times, and it is, I think it's like the best made one, yeah. But that being said, it's a story that supplements the bigger story. So I can't really, in good conscience, like put these ones below it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, I do love it. In fact, if you go to my profile, it might be it's one of my 4 favorite films, which these aren't solidified, but
okay. I guess that makes sense. It's a great. You love it as a film, but you can't put it as a number 1 without it, because without the context of the others, it's nothing.
exactly.
Okay.
Hey, that was, you put it into words that I couldn't. So thank you.
Oh, okay.
Empire Strikes Back, of course, one of the greatest movies of all time. Fantastic.
Hate it.
And then, okay, we'll get to that. I bet you're doing a bit, but we'll get to that. And then Revenge of the Sith, just like the most action-packed one, the greatest one. We see Darth Vader's turn, like so amazing.
See, and I would love to see, like, our parents, like my dad, who's a huge Star Wars fan. I wonder what he would rate that one, because, you know, I wonder if that's so big for us because of nostalgia. I mean, it is amazing, but like,
Right.
nostalgia, like that's the one I remember going to the theaters to see. You know,
Yeah, like we're old enough to remember that.
Yeah.
You know?
so I feel like my dad would probably put it. I think it'd be 4. But I think the original trilogy would trump, you know, all of them.
Yeah, that makes sense. Interesting. Let's have Bill on. Let's see
Hey,
what
I'd
he
love to.
thinks. That would be interesting. So yeah, let's see your list, little boy.
Oh, mine? Let me drink my soda.
Okay, go ahead.
All right.
So yeah, that's my list. Any qualms with it while you're pulling yours up? I mean, I guess we'll see when we see yours. But...
Qualms? I don't really have qualms, brother. I more am just it's very interesting to me that Rogue One was 3. That to me is what it was.
Right.
And I don't agree with The Force Awakens, but I'm gonna laugh if I click on mine and it's the same
And it's
thing.
the same exact list. That would be
Where do
fun.
I click? Is it under? I'm in my account right now. Where do I go?
Are you on Letterboxd?
Yeah, is it lists?
So go to your
Oh, there it
username
is.
and then lists. If you just click
Found
lists,
her.
it'll take you to like public lists.
I want to look at mine real quick to make sure I'm not going to become a hypocrite.
Just pull yourself
Okay,
up and
I'm
expose
good.
yourself.
I don't think you're going to like mine. I think we're going to have some issues, you and me.
Well, let's talk about it. I can't wait to see it.
Okay.
Because people always say this is my opinion, whatever. My opinion is fact, right? Like if yours is different from mine, you're probably wrong. Whoa, I see A New Hope way too low. But yeah, let's go ahead and talk about it.
Well, here's the thing. I would. When did I edit this? 2 months ago. Wow, that's pretty. I don't know why.
I know, isn't that weird? You don't remember doing that.
Yeah, I wherever the New Hope is, I know people are going to yell at me on our TikTok, but that's changed. But I'm going to say it as it is. Okay.
Okay.
So at the very bottom is the Rise of Skywalker.
Is it because it's a woman as the protagonist?
Absolutely. No,
Yeah, I
just
knew
kidding. No, I'm joking.
Whatever.
I love
man.
women.
Sure.
The next is The Last Jedi. You know that. And the next is Solo. So at this part, we're pretty even here.
Same
That's
order.
exactly what you
Yeah.
had, right? The Force Awakens. This is where we switch because The Force Awakens. It as a movie and like as an action film, way better than Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. But for me, I don't know. I think I actually did have it higher before, but on the rewatch, dude, it's just there's some parts that I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
that's just terrible. I don't like it.
Well,
And,
no,
like-
yeah, I totally agree with you. Like, if I'm making a my list would be different if it's best made films and
Yeah,
films I
absolutely.
like the most. Because I
Yeah.
think that's kind of where, because I do like Phantom Menace more. I enjoy
Yeah.
it more. It's funnier to me. It's more nostalgic.
Now that's
So,
what
yeah.
I call pod racing. Like, how are you going to put
Perfect.
that over?
Yeah,
I
can
mean,
you even
under.
quote a line from The Force Awakens?
I bet you I can. I just watched it.
I know there's Ray. These are your first steps because Ian
Yeah.
McGregor comes in and they combine his voice with original Obi-Wan.
Oh, really?
With
I
his
didn't know that.
voice. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
That's cool. So this is where it's going to get really controversial. A New Hope. It is 6 here. It's not 6. I would swap it with 2 most likely, for sure. Because Attack of the Clones, I do love Attack of the Clones because of Padme. My sexual awakening. But
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
after that, so this is going to be controversial. The Empire Strikes Back. I don't know why. I really don't know what my deal is with this. Like, everyone loves it. It's like everyone's number one, like higher than all of them. But on my rewatch, like, I really don't know why I didn't like it as much. I think I need to redo this, but that's where I'm at with that one. Next is Rogue One, very well made, and then I love Return of the Jedi. It is my favorite of the trilogy because, like, between Luke and Darth Vader, their fight, the dialogue between them, Anakin finally, coming back to, leaving the dark side, coming back to, to the light is just like, I love it. Like, it's the cherry on top of the beautiful story that is Star Wars, which is, as George Lucas said, it's all about Anakin, right? The rise and the fall and the redemption of Anakin Skywalker. And that is what, just everything's right there with it. So I loved it. Next is, of course, Revenge of the Sith. Can't get much better than that. That movie's amazing. But yeah, I mean, so if I'm going to do if I did a quick rewrite, my actual one would be, these would all stay the same. Here is where it would switch. I would put Attack of the Clones switch with A New Hope.
But everything else,
I think everything else would stay for me. Yeah, I think my 4 are staying the same. So
Right. Okay. Yeah, I totally get that. I think maybe the reason people say Empire is so good is because it was like the greatest movie reveal in history at that point. That's debatable, of course, but off the top of my head, the I Am Your Father thing blew people away, and it really cemented a lot of people into liking the franchise. And so I think that might be why it's above Return of the Jedi in that aspect. But yeah, I think the themes in Return of the Jedi are just so much better. The culmination of the story and the progression of the characters even is just so much better. That being said, I enjoy Empire more, so it's going to stay above Return of the Jedi for me.
Nothing wrong with that. And the thing is, Return of the Jedi was the first Star Wars movie because I was watching them in release order.
Okay.
And when I was rewatching them, it was the first one that I cried in when
Really?
Darth Vader. Yeah, they're like, I don't know, I cried. I was like, oh my gosh. And then of course later on I bawled. Like I was really emotional at the time, but I bawled when I watched.
What's going on?
I was alone, dude, and all my friends left me. It's crazy. Anyways, but I do want to ask you because you mentioned that you didn't like the little Ewoks, because you hate teddy bears.
Yeah.
What is there anything off the top of your mind? If you were to do it, would you rewrite? Like, what would you rewrite the story with? I know I always throw you in the spot. I just think it's fun. I like to see your brain. What would you maybe have something else going along with Luke and Darth Vader?
So, okay, so how would I rewrite that part? Like the Ewoks?
Let's say the whole movie's happening. How would you rewrite the Ewok part? Or like what you didn't like and what would you fix with it?
I would just make it more serious. I know it's a kid's movie. We say that all the time, whatever. And I know George Lucas only created the Ewoks to sell as toys to increase his, merchandising profits. And he's a genius for doing that. But I don't think it's, what's that? Sorry.
I said he's hustling, baby.
He is smart dude. I don't think it's canon anymore, but there used to be in some kind of Star Wars literature, and I'm just kind of pulling this from the top of my head, something I read a really long time ago. But it was an account from it's probably BS, yeah. It was an account from a stormtrooper talking about like the horrors that they saw on Endor, like what the Ewoks did to them. And it was like gruesome, right? I'll have to find it and we'll talk about it next week. But he described the Ewok attack as like horrifying and bloody and gruesome and stuff. And it's just so dumb and so hard to take serious. And it's like, why do the rebels even care to... I mean, they're just using the Ewoks to get to their objective, So you don't really ever feel attached to the Ewoks. I just wish it would have been more serious. One of George Lucas's big inspirations as a director is Akira Kurosawa, who is a Japanese filmmaker. And he made a lot of great films, especially the ones in the 50s. But one of the films he made that inspired George was The Seventh Samurai. And in that movie, there's this village, and they keep getting raided by bandits, and they steal their food and all that stuff. So all these villagers are going to die. They have to go recruit these samurai to protect them. And all these samurai are kind of like, they don't really want to do it. They have their different motivations for protecting these villagers. But in the end, all these samurai learn to love the villagers. They team up, teach the villagers how to fight against these bandits. And then, ultimately they're really committed to the villagers, and it's really cool to see that progression. And of course, it was a much smaller amount of time to tell that same story in the arc on Endor. Actually, there's a Clone Wars episode that's just like Seventh Samurai. I'm sure they ripped it right off the pages, but it's when Hondo's pirates are like attacking these farmers. They look like little turtles. I don't know if you remember that one. And they hire bounty hunters to protect them. And so we follow our heroes from the Republic. I think it's Obi-Wan, Anakin, and Ahsoka, and maybe Rex. I don't know. But they, along with the bounty hunters, teach these villagers how to fend off the pirates. And it's a really cool arc. Anyway, I think something like that where you actually feel for the people that the rebellion is protecting. Because really, the Ewoks don't have any personality except for when that one gets, there's that one death. Yeah, that one Ewok death. Its friend or its, mate or whatever is like trying to wake it up and then they cry.
Wake up.
That's that's the only sad one. And otherwise, you don't really care because they're just like these furry, kind of creepy, weird looking animal things. So yeah, I would have done the same exact thing. The rebellion working together with the natives to use primitive technology to take out the Empire. I think that's a great little arc. I just wish they hadn't looked so dumb, and it would have been a little bit more serious, and you would have been more committed to the characters that they were helping. Those are my thoughts.
Interesting.
You can,
No, I enjoyed it. I never thought of it in that way. I think you hate things that are cute, is what I think.
Yeah, I do. That's why I hate you.
Oh,
Yeah,
that was hard. Like it was salty, but then it was
a little
sweet.
conflict there. Yeah,
Yeah. Sure. No, I agree. I think that would have been or keep them cute and then do like that, like you're saying, the gruesome murders, just like torturing them. That'd be crazy.
Like they're just ripping arms off.
Yeah.
It'd be great.
Yeah. No, I think for sure. I mean, taking that part out of it, what would you rate that movie then? Would you put it anywhere higher or no? If somehow the Ewoks didn't exist?
Yeah, I think it'd be the best Star Wars movie, probably. I think I would put it above Revenge of the Sith. Well, that's hard. I really like Revenge of the Sith. And again, because it's like that's really the first movie that I remember, like the campaign for it and all that stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, but it would be higher. It would definitely be higher.
Yeah.
It'd be above Rogue One, and it would be above Empire. It would probably be my top 2.
Okay, so now I know. I'm gonna make an edit of the movie and make it special for you, where they just know that scenes exist. How much would that cut off? Maybe another 30 minutes.
Yeah, no. Here's what you do: keep the scenes, and then work all your CGI magic. Just make the Ewoks like 10 feet tall, dude, like a bunch of Wookiees.
Oh,
Am I off my rocker? Was that the original idea? Were the Ewoks supposed to be?
That sounds familiar. I don't know. I feel like that. I don't know. Let's find out. Let's go to the interwebs.
Yeah, the Wookiees were originally supposed to appear in the final movie, but they were ultimately replaced by Ewoks. Okay, yeah. Dude, if that same exact thing happened on Kashyyyk, dude, insane. That would be so cool.
But you wouldn't have the Redwood Forest, dude.
No, but you could still do it there. It'd
I know.
The same exact thing.
It was a joke.
But they're just... Listen, man. You remember when we went to that forest together?
I do. I lost my water bottle there. I lost my water bottle that had a picture of... I had indoor on it, right? The little sticker. And I took a picture in the Redwood Forest with it. And I lost it in the forest. So that was awesome.
Great. Leave no trace, and you left a trace. That's great.
Hey, dude, come on. Am I perfect? Absolutely.
Yes.
So I don't know what happened. That was weird.
You are. That was weird. But yeah, I mean,
man.
That's our order. So I think that's pretty... our orders were similar. I would like to see... Like, okay, let's... real quick, I'm going to pull up... I'm sure Jaren's got him. Our friend Jaren is also a big... Well, he's more of a Harry Potter fan. But he's a Star Wars fan.
It cut off. He's also big.
Our friend Jaren is a big Star Wars fan. But he's... First and foremost, he's a Harry Potter fan.
Yeah.
And then he's also kind of a Star Wars fan. But let me look at his lists. I hope this is okay that we're doing this. I hope he's okay with this.
Well, we're going to start a second podcast, so it's got to be.
That's true. Okay, he's got Star Wars ranked. So let me share our screen real quick. And then, yeah, I would like to see like our parents, what they would think.
Yeah, I would like to ask my dad what he thinks.
Okay, so he's got Last Jedi at the bottom and The Rise of Skywalker. But this was updated a year ago, so he might change his mind. And of course, he's so basic. He's got the original trilogy all in the top 4.
Yeah. He's got, The Force Awakens above Rogue One?
Above Rogue One. Jaren, if you're
insane.
listening, that's bad. Me comment.
Comment that shiz. He's writing Rogue One under Force Awakens, ? There
we go. Now he'll know who we don't approve. But yeah, interesting.
Trash.
So yeah, if you're on the tubes and you've got a different idea of how the order should be, go ahead and comment down below. or send us an angry DM on Instagram. Love to hear it.
We read all comments except
Sure do.
for if they're from men, then we don't read them.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Okay.
That's good, man. I think we can keep it at that.
Okay,
Because I
let's
think we
just-
had about 20 minutes and 27 here. It's good.
Yeah.
Oh, dude,
about an hour.
I want everyone to know who's listening. You've probably heard, I was so hungry just barely, dude. I just downed 11 wings. I was starving. So my mind wasn't fully in there. I'm sorry. If you hear chewing, I'm sorry. And the technical difficulties, I'm sorry. And my voice, I'm sorry. Okay, that's it. The last
No,
one was
keep
a bit.
going.
I'm not.
No, keep going.
I'm not.
Keep going.
Okay. My height, I'm sorry. I'm 5'3".
Whoa, not for that one.
Um,
5'2". Don't give yourself any more credit. Yeah, for those of you who are listening, I'm 6'7". Spencer, I almost forgot your name. Spencer is 5'2", and I'm his landlord. So, yeah.
Dude, someone could literally build a whole profile with every information we've given them. They would just send me a thing with all of my information. I'm like, oh yeah, that's wow. I didn't realize I gave that much out on the internet.
Well, and the part where you're on the DoorDash, talking to the DoorDash guy about your address, I'm not cutting that out. So,
Did you? You didn't hear any of it though.
no,
How
it's
would you-
on there.
No, it's not.
Okay. Spencer lives at 2384 Oak Lane in
No,
Des
no, it's
Moines,
where I
Iowa.
drive.
Go dox him.
All right,
Okay.
man. Well, it's been a blast. Thank you guys for being the disciples that you are.
Bad. We got to figure out a sign off that's not super cringe like that. Thank you for listening, you little disciples, you.
No, I think it should be.
Discípulos de la fuerza.
No,
Gracias
dude. It
por
should be.
escucharnos.
It should be. Stay strong to the force and let it
Okay,
guide
let's
you
end it
through
right
the
there.
next week.
Let's go ahead and end it right there. Bye.